Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be. It's Mr. Shillon from North Carolina coming back to you people. Now this very precious, important weekend. So we went for just remind everybody, as usual, the nature of this broadcast, and that is it's interactive. You call, you propose, you suggest, you ask questions. We try for make we own comments and answer some questions, all from the standpoint of having mutual respect for each other, even if you disagree. And also this, even if you disagree with other callers, as long as you present your disagreement in a cogent, understandable, and understanding manner in which we will grasp some idea or significance or knowledge from it, we're not getting a problem. We agree, say there is a basic understanding of we human beings of each other that we not always will see things eye to eye. But what is important is that we discuss or handle with discussions in a civilized manner without having to tear each other down. So a good many of the topics go involve political issues, national issues of Sierra Leone, mainly. And that's why this broadcast the country in Creole, not English. So because we want to let people and participate, we want to let people then come up with ideas and make sure, say, we all together try to do what we think in real little ways for the country. So today we'll get some topics then. We'll get for discuss. Number one on the list is going to be the topic of the new currency, different aspects of this new currency. Number one, we understand, say, some of the currencies to the tune of 800 billion leones have been missing or stolen. So we'd like to discuss that for see how that happened and how that will affect the system. We also get another aspect of the currency that as a result of the immediate shortage, as a result of this $800 billion theft or presumed theft, now we will get a problem in terms of wide circulation of the money because it does create automatic shortage right from the get-go. So the government, they put restrictions on how much you could deposit, how much you could withdraw at one time. But that is not so much the issue about the withdrawal, is what guidelines or protection are in place for prevent multiple withdrawal by the same person in different forms. So you can say, okay, according to them, the restriction now is going to be you cannot withdraw more than $30 million at a time. But you can get straw men, other people, who you can use for withdraw 3 times the amount there. I mean, would you see that they happen here? You're going to store, in America here, you're going to store something at a good price, then say limit 5 items per customer. So 5 of the item there per customer. So what the customer does, he buys 5. He make him wait for him husband buy 5. He make him pikin buy 5. And before you know it, he'll buy 20 or 30 of the same thing limited to him or to customers and for 5 people because they want to make sure say everybody gets. So if you just say you're not going to withdraw 30 million, which to me is also an indication that when they talk to the one about the one that would get the money, we go able to withdraw 30 million at a time. We want to understand what are the safeguards in place, how that could be prevented, And 3, we just want we will discuss also whether, in fact, they taking away of some zeros from the Leone, or cutting down on the number of zeros on the Leone, whether economically and commercially it makes any difference. Because there is a professor at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland, a Professor Hank, where a renowned applied economist, say, and specifically cites Sierra Leone, then this redenomination for say is an exercise in futility, which means it's useless. It's not going to accomplish anything. It equates we to or it compare we to Venezuela. Then try that. But it seems like we have to come up with sounder economic solution. Sorry, not problem, solution. Then, of course, after that, we will discuss, if time permits, we will discuss the Speaker of the House in current statement with respect to the Public Elections Act and the availability of in cell phone number, presumably given out by a Australian journalist residing in America, whether that is in and of itself harassment of the speaker. We'll go analyze that. We'll go talk about that, and we'll go talk about, I want to let people send in their own opinion and then tell we how them feel, or if that's a fair game, since the speaker is a public personality. Okay, so we will deal with that. Then, if time permits further, we will talk about police brutality and restrictions on free speech in the country. So that said, I also want to add, say, Madam Fadiba will be joining us on audio for making your contribution about some of the topics that I mentioned. So let me return to the first. Oh, then we also have certain numbers we always want we call as them for be familiar with. And the numbers are, we get a toll-free number, we're at 1-866-944-7722, 866-944-7722. And we'll get a UK number, we're at +44 20 80 89 14 55. I repeat, the UK number, +44 20 80 89 14 55. Then we'll get Australia number. If you're calling from Australia, we will be +61 29 09 84 337. +61 29 09 84 337. Then finally we'll get the WhatsApp number. We're now 1-343 997 5828. 1-343 997 5828. We also know say I can catch we on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So many sources so on are able for get we. And if we do not get the show live, you can always go back and na Facebook or YouTube and listen to, because it's always recorded, and listen to the recorded part of it, or the recording that we did during the show. So going back to the main topic itself, we want people for know, say, as far as we know, of course, everybody knows we get new currency now the country. And I happen to see even when they transport the currency, I was a little bit surprised that it was announced so openly when they transport the currencies, them I think from the port from Wataki to the central bank, that it was a matter of public knowledge at so the time and date and manner. Then they showed and video the containers them, what they carry the money them, which to me, from my own perspective, I didn't think that was such a smart move. So it not surprised me when they talk about billions of leones are missing. So I also think if it's true that these amounts are missing, that should be a matter to be taken up with Parliament. So there should be some degree of accountability. It just can't be a matter of announcement that, because the money, if the money missing, we know say the money not get foot, not get hand. So somebody in a position of authority and security or some bodies and they don't do something for let that happen. So there should be accountability. And again, what would they talk about? Corruption, what would they talk about? Anti-corruption. These are the main topics that they should jump on right away. Because, there are certain things will not happen, and this is one of them. So we will play an audio of the central bank governor. Then we'll go elaborate further on this new money aspect and the soundness of the change of by cutting 2, 3 zeros from it. So I will ask the control room for just play the audio of the central bank governor, Governor Salone, for tell Kelfala Salone, for tell we what we need for know, what he thinks we need for know. Not necessarily what he will for know, but what he in the think. So please, let us listen to the audio so we go sharpen with knowledge for discussion further. So control.
It becomes so systematic that it threatens the financial health of this country, which it did in 2020. My response to people has been, I am going to bring a cash management system to make sure that we never get to hoarding again. And it's not unique in Sierra Leone. You go Ghana, Nigeria, all our regional partners, they have cash management systems. So we launched the new currency on the 1st. By the 12th, we realized that 800 billion new leones have been taken out of the banking system. Wow. Mm-hmm. So we are saying evidence that perhaps people are going to start doing what they had done that almost brought this country to its knees. Mm-hmm. And so we decided that the average Salone person not need 30 million leones per week for spend. If not businessman. If not businessman, we'll get to that. The average Salone person not need 30 million leones. So we made a restriction that you cannot take more than 30,000 new leones, which will be equivalent to 30 million leones per week. Restrictions in other jurisdictions are even harsher. Where we do that, we remove all restrictions on checks, the amount of how much you can withdraw per check. Not withdraw, pay per check. So if you're a businessman, you get to pay somebody 1 billion leones, let's say. You write your check, you pay them. We know say that money not go na safe. Okay? All we are saying is you get access to your money, but the amount of cash where you can get per week, we don't decide, say, we will restrict them. And from the time where I came as governor, even the banks were asking me for a cash policy. Philosophically, I say I disagree. We for let the people of this country get all the cash where they need when they need it. But they say once bitten, twice shy. When you have a situation where we were spending so much money, ordering money for Leone of this country, we did pay for charter cargo plane, for take the money from Sri Lanka, bring in a Salone. We circulate a loss. We got so desperate that the bank spent 68.5 million buying the same money from the people that we don't go order.
Okay. But Dr. Professor, 800 billion you say
in old money.
Yeah, old money.
Yes.
From the first to
the 12th.
Yes, to the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
This is about money.
Exactly.
How, I don't know, anything they will show this for say the business people there now, what are they actually this now money?
We look at the returns from the banks. When we see the returns, we'll try to make a sense of it. But the thing is, if you begin to feel pain in your chest area, doctors always tell you, be cautious.
Okay, we'll get a glimpse into the thought process of the governor, and we begin to understand whose direction will they go. But I will just deal with the shortage aspect. I think Naimeka suggested number one, when you have such massive shortage of cash from the central government, this should be a matter of parliamentary inquiry. It just not for be a matter of just an announcement to the public that this is what has happened. Parliament for doing due diligence, for determine how it happened. Not necessarily an investigation, but Professor Calon should be long, I think on the 13th or the 14th, whatever the next business day happened to be, after he became aware that there was this huge shortage, he should have been up at Parliament being questioned. What happened? How did it happen? And what steps were taken, are being taken, and will be taken to prevent a repeat of this kind of occurrence. I have not heard of any such move by the government. They are back doing the same thing or not doing what they're supposed to have done to begin with. Now, the other question about this money being lost or missing or short, you begin to wonder. As I always can argue, having a piece of paper as a diploma, a degree on the wall is one thing. Nobody would dispute if you genuinely go to university or college, it's not an easy process to acquire a degree. Not a bachelor's degree, not an associate degree, not a master's degree, not a PhD. It takes hard work. But the accomplishment of then diplomas there in and of itself does not prove capability of management or any assignment you're given. So we are conflicting two things. Because somebody gets degree, we just need two-way positions at you. Where would you see time after time, the same error is being made. So they wonder whether this is how the president wants it, because in most countries, after some of the debacle, the way Professor Calon himself announced under his own management, because I used to follow Professor Calon. He used to have a lot to say against the previous government, a lot of negative things about misplaced policies, about what he thinks some of the problems were. And if the government could listen to him, what steps they should take. This was when he was just out in the United States teaching and outside doing what we to do right now. So he seemed to have had all the ideas as to how to improve the system. But he himself, in many of his speeches, in his statements, he don't admit, say, he has not been successful so far at any of the things in way he say he could do. It reminds me of the former president, Anis Kuruma, before he came to power and shortly after he came to power, talk about how he could run the country like a business, which I think was a wrong formula to start with, because you cannot run a country like a business, because countries don't operate on profit and loss basis. But he said that openly. He thought he had this cool way of running things. And then it was not too far, or not too long after that, that things started going the other directions, like a current pulling him the other way. So Professor Calon, since we get the appointment, and I'm glad the opposition was listening to him wherever, just as I'm doing this broadcast, wherever he was making all them pronouncements in the day. And I'm very happy, because I think that's the way it should be, that Salonians abroad who seem to have ideas, then think will make a difference and uplift the country, should be heard and listened to, and sometimes, like Professor Calon, be given an opportunity. Professor Calon falls in a different category from some of President Bio's appointees them, because some of us who know the stories, some of the appointees them, who hold top positions in the government, were given positions as a means of political patronage when the president was down in his luck. These guys were there to help him. So now that he's in power, he felt he owes them something. So not all of them were given positions because they were qualified for the positions. But to my understanding, Professor Calon falls in a different category. He relied mainly on the intellect, and he claimed he knew what it took. What I may gripe with Professor Calon, if you come in and if this is his best he's done so far, and the best not seem good enough, when is he going to say, I resign? Because that's the honorable thing to do. When you get ideas that you think may be workable, and those ideas turn out to be even worse than the ideas you were criticizing, I think as a matter of policy, as a matter of self-respect, as a matter of integrity, you for honorably bow out. But to tell the country 12 days after introduction of the new currency, 12 days, currency comes in to circulation on the 1st of July, on the 12th, billions, hundreds of billions started getting missing, makes you ask the question, what were the considerations by the governor and his staff of advisors them? Because these hurling, as in column, meaning people and they go hide the money, was clearly foreseeable. So, accidental. It was not unanticipated. It was foreseeable. It was foreseeable that this will happen because it was happening. That's one of the reasons why a serious consideration was given to this change. So it was preventable because that should have been a major policy discussion. So my problem is, were there any serious discussions with respect to the likelihood that the money, the new currency will be held just as the old one? People then go check and they go hide them. So what preventive steps were put in place so that not going to happen? I mean, because these people have to take their position seriously. Because when they make mistake, it affects the whole nation. We also know, one of the things I distinctly remember Professor Salone talking about when he was not in government was that the central bank should be independent, should not be under the Ministry of Finance. It should be like the Federal Reserve in this country. And the governor should not serve at the pleasure of the president. It can be appointed at the pleasure of the president, but it should serve for a specific term so he can get the free hands for implement policies that he thinks are workable. I distinctly remember Professor Salone talking about if they do on the American way, like the Federal Reserve, it will keep the central government's hands out of the treasury. Now, we do know, and because there are many things where they affect the system, we do know that there are instances upon instances upon instances in which direct withdrawals are being made from the central bank, which should not be used under any circumstance as a commercial bank.
Yeah, Mr. Shilon, good afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. They join you now. And I say good afternoon to the VOS family. This is not Fadima, but I'm not going to be on camera. And I don't listen to you all the presentation we don't give. And I just want to add me on 2 cents small day. Waiting to go on. Yeah, to all the VOS, when I thank you every day, today that is 17, we talk on these issues of Salone. And when we're here talking about this issue, I want to bring back the term them where Mr. Kagbo, when I've been former CEO of VOS, he's an economist, they work for Canada government and all that stuff. And some of these things, it would already predict them. Not to take credit, but some things when you see, certain things will happen in the future. And this is what we're seeing. And we see this bank governor don't come and talk all this stuff. But from the beginning, the way they are doing things, get for lead we to what it would go. So there was once upon a time when these people came out and they said forgive the president and open check, forgive certain people they open check when nobody know the check and ask and see how then they spend the money. When the president wants anything, they for just get a blank check. If for just take anything make. And we see the African Express time after time, 1 year into this administration, it begin put thing in a door. This man is putting detail of cash withdrawals. Now then they try for blame the citizens of Sierra Leone, try for punish the citizens of Sierra Leone because we have people that are spending recklessly money when not to then get up. Money when for go to the welfare of Sierra Leoneans. But yet we hear this bank governor say 2020 the money will be one collapse. So it get for do a drastic measure. It get for go do it change currency. People then talk against that. But will parliament go, whatever then go, if they care and go to parliament for let parliament approve them, then agree because they rubber stamp, they not care about the lives of the people and the welfare and the economy. Because the economy is the life of a nation. And with people them for the longest time, like I said, middle class not even then a salon no more. It is just you dey up or you dey down. The one that self where they small bit halfway, they all they complain right now. Business are closing because people they make business for let them get profit. It just tell like we dey pa dark room. We don't they just put in someone dark room. No. We just defend we way around. Those are you bought you commodity, but lucky deep. What in work? Let we see what's in this work. This is what I am seeing here. These are educated men that's supposed to know what they're doing. But if you watch the Africanist press, after time, none of the parliamentarians they're not calling for say what is going on. Now the one blame saying a businessman they on the ordinary citizen and they keep the money. Who knows who's ordering the money? From the 1st to the 12th, money don't disappear. Who don't keep the money? Now that they try for make, and this changing of currency, this changing of other country that we don't make out, we don't talk about it failed. But now in the take and say this is not a lifeline for what they call 12 days into it, they can even account for the money because they not put system in place how then they do what they do. But now they want to restrict the people of Sierra Leone, but we get government people in Sierra Leone where they spend more money how they want, they know they give a limit. Because Africanist press been put them one time, it put them out there, it talking about the spending of the president and how many millions of 4 point something million when I withdraw something of that sort. He had it on his page. He talked about the 4 point something million that parliament's not they ask nothing. This man puts details. He puts account number. He puts cash withdrawal. He put check the whatever. They withdrawing money just like you say. Different people them can go like if they say okay limit per this 5 member of the one household go then go take small the 5. So if 5 times 5 25 then go get 25. Where they say only 5 per person, but people in the same way forbids the system. And this is what they're going. They can't control nothing. They don't know what they're doing. Now, Johnson, I don't resign so. But like you said, some of these people don't have integrity. Say, I cannot do the job, or I get too much restriction for do the job for letting what I call. I have to take myself out of bed. They continue for stay there. They continue for mislead we, the people. They continue. They are just continuing and this is the frustration part. The economy is not good in the world, but what are we doing to help our people? And this is what we hear from our bank governor. What he say? $65 million now been bribed for putting to the economy for Lake Camp. We lost $65 million. How much did it cost them to make this new money? We don't know. He talk on the audio say, then they make out and call ourselves private plane. Almost them pay. We don't know. From Sri Lanka, outside they make the money. We see on social media too, people that get machine where they make the new money. So this, I mean, we are a joke. We are, it just like we they play cook. We they pretend, but we're not really we they play us, we they play cook, we they play. That's what they're doing. And they're playing with the livelihood of the people. And people them, like I say back, the confusion still there for this money business. Everybody is scared. Everybody is scared. Everybody they take their money, pull and come out, they go keep out or go buy all that thing for let them use up. So the cash is not gonna be there. We don't know, we don't understand, we don't know. And who then are the people that want to keep the money? Is it the citizens? Is it the people that are working for government? We don't know. So who that they don't kapu those money, 12 days the money don't disappear. Now they don't get money for give people them. They say una they get limits now for take almost per day you they take. Yes, they can do that. I think say they can do that. You can limit somebody per day almost they take. But it talk again say in the physiological sense or whatever, it is wrong or something was that he say. I think he talk about in be look like for say it wrong for letting limit people per the money when they take. Because if I get me money, I want to pull on commodity today, I want to do other thing. I don't feel say you for say no, I'm not gonna take all my money one day. If I want to close my account, I want to take my money. You forever give me money. There were times when like Christmas they come a couple of years ago, people in the bank, money no day. They want for go spend, for go make, then they team up, they say money no day. Who's kind way this money no day? We not get security. Say where you put your money in a bank. Government's guarantee like yeah we get FDIC where they guarantee you money say you money secure where you put on a bank that bank they ensure say and then they watch over them one and them bank then they make sure say they not dupe the people they'll take this stuff. So this is all it is all crazy. We get important thing the way they go on right now. We get election bill now. Money they don't can't go away. Money problem inside it. The election bill where they go on a parliament. Like I say, we'll talk the way we reach there. But this money business, it is really. I don't know. I don't understand. And these people have so much pride and so much ego. They will not come out and say, you know what? We have not. We don't know what we're doing. We're just trying to fix it. They don't know what they do. Me, I don't believe. If you know what they do, they fix it. But I don't believe they know really what they're doing. And I don't know if Mr. Kagbo is around. For I want to put her on the spot because he's an economist. I want to ask her what's your opinion of this. Because we are lost, because we not the layman, we not the ordinary people, what they use common sense. But I want to read the mind of an economist. What he see but this? I don't know, Mr. Kagbo, if I want to put you out there and thing. I'm not saying you know one for talk and all that, but I plead to you if you can able for just give me you your mind and you your take. Because this not make sense. And people them then as Salone, people that get for live, people that get for survive, and this is not looking any good. So what's in that you don't take, sir? If you don't mind for just few minutes, you just summarize them for we, because I'm not saying you can go into details, but just summarize them for we. What thing we they do wrong with this thing where they happen? So what thing we they do wrong? Because we don't talk about money many times, and you been get a show where you be the presenter and break and down for the people for understand. And people come at us that we don't like the government. Not that we don't like the government. We serve more than we like the government. We for like we serve first. Because now we put government a power, and if government is not doing, just like when you go to a job, sir, when you go to a job and you're not performing right, they give you a pink slip. They tell you, say, hey, listen, they give you probation period. This is my expectation of you. What do you they add value to my company? The value you bring. What do you bring to my company for let me company grow? If you're not doing what it takes to make our company go, after your probation period, and they say we don't have no other choice but to let you go. But we keep keeping these people in power. They're not making the lives of our people better. Now pass back to you, sir. But this is, it's so frustrating. Very, very frustrating. When you see all this stuff they go in, man, what is going on? What are these people doing? We see list and list and list, detailed account. Not one parliamentarian come out say, una can ask them people here who side this money. Even if not lie, then they lie. Una do the work of the people. It is out there. What in this? Una can answer to this. Call the governors, call the finance minister. Who side their money are waiting this, but nobody does it. What they've done now, they want penalize the people of Sierra Leone. It is the people that suffer. It is not them. Or then get waiting and they eat. Then get outside and they sleep. Then get waiting and they wear. Then get enough abundance. But the people that work, the hardworking people, day by day, then they waiting and call their lily penny. They go put and they do this to them, man. Come on. We deserve better than this. We deserve much better than this. I pass them back to you, sir. We deserve much better.
Thank you very much, Ms. Padima. Anytime you feel, just step in. Mr. Kagbo, if you are able, give us some indication that you want to elaborate on what Ms. Padima asked you for. So,
Yeah, thank you very much, Madam Fadima. Thank you, Mr. Shilon. I know, say, Madam Fadima, I get wisdom for bringing me. And but viewers, unfortunately, I go spend time where una go see me in video. It just happen almost say I be don't retire. So, but situation like this, in nice for let me say give you 2 cents. The bank governor at one point I be really be kind of the praise because we look at the inflation numbers, we see like the inflation numbers we don't trend down. For right now, because of the gas price around the world, so everywhere it just happened almost in Salone, the inflation don't go way too high. But in terms of this thing where it do, Madam Fadima, absolutely, you get them right. Me now one person will be condemned and say it not go solve the problem because all the thing them way it give as a reason for doing this, it not will make much sense to me. And plenty other economists to them see like say it not make any sense. Now waiting that happen so to me and Bokoda economists them and not surprising. Remember, Abi talk say you get for give people a sufficient time for transition the old currency into the new one. Waiting Salone need, not a printing of new currency and all that. Salone need for make the banking system work, strengthen the banking system. Now, yeah, for example, it don't take I carry physical money with me, but I get me bank card. That bank card day then get limit per day of the bank card. And if you want for do something extra above the limit per day, you they call your bank and say, okay, I want let una put me limit up so I go able for do so transaction. So that they work very well. But Salon now, the banking system need to work. If you want more money above the daily limit, you're not able to get them even within the daily limit. Certain time there where the bank will tell you say money not there at all. So with that, people then can take the risk. Like first time people away then go prefer for put money under them pillow or under them bed because they not get confidence in the banking system. Now that one day the bank governor for do force. Let it allow the banking system and another easy solution, but I don't know if the willingness not there though. I know for take up on our show a whole lot, but
Please take
another
your
thing
time.
where yeah, another thing where they easily supposed for do Nigeria they do and I believe say Ghana and other countries them then get that orange money where people them from their cell phone they transfer money and stuff like that. Then they limit the physical carrying of cash. So encourage system like that where people then they open account and then do then transaction and they cashless. It then reduce because where you do then transactions, then they two things. One important advantage is it easy for trace. Because if somebody they do money laundering and stuff, you they do that electronic transfer, you they trace them, it's traceable. But that physical cash, it act for no outside the person keeper. So all that thing and then a damn you for don't put so much emphasis for improve the system, introduce the electronic transfers then they and everything, and encourage the bank like for like people like open account. But again, let's just quickly tell Una we dey try for do open VOS radio. We want for open account, a business account. The kind headache where we dey get for open account. Wait, then place here can go and open business account very quickly. Just show one or two document. So all them bureaucracy then they need for stop. You need for minimize them. Allow almost every Sierra Leonean we want for open bank account. Let it get bank account. So that way you do electronic transfers. So then they help for curb situation like this. But this na solution we not go stop as long as una no give people and confidence we in the banking system, then go always they hide their money here. The businessman them. They want anytime, like for example, if you want send dollar, like you send money from here to Salone, that 30 million where they talk so, that roughly less than $3,000. So people are where they do project. How then go able for send money now if you they restrict say for take more than 30 million and stuff. So how you go justify me where they do project where I send me Western Union or whatever way then go when I want go take that money then tell the person say oh no we're not going to give you all this 30 above 30 million. So then they hamper economic activities. I go tap there, but this now long something. I don't know how we go able for discuss them, but I not go mind for come sometime now on our program and let viewers then get the opportunity for ask me questions. But the short answer to Madam Fadima, your question is it not go work. as long as the banking system, people are not get confidence in the banking system, whether not Kelfala Kalon or any renowned economist, the way how it happen, so it go act for let this thing stop. The system confidence now they even here, and that make right now the central banks them they do all kind thing possible for curb inflation, because they don't want that confidence where people then
Yeah.
get in the banking system for erode. So that's not key. And I go tap here for now and pass them back over to Una.
Thank you
Thank
very
you so
much,
much,
Mr.
sir.
Kabi.
I appreciate
Mr.
that
Dima, go
because we
ahead.
need for know. We need for know. I dey watch the conversation on the social on the Facebook, and people they talk about, we they give wrong information all the time. We whether not. Let me say this. I want to say this, and I want for make it loud and clear. We are not here to gain the attention of government, whether APC or SLPP. We are here to hold government accountable and try for make them, guide them, for let them go on the right path. And trust me, our social media voices are being heard loud and clear. They know it. They know. But some of them would not do the right thing because they not go there for country, then go there for themselves and for them party. And I am not a party Pekin. So whether VOS, we stand and we stand. This is why for open a radio station at Freetown for 3 years now with the Fed for open, they're giving us the run around because they don't want we voice them for go to the people, for let the people the land sense. We're not here to gain popularity. We're not here to do a wrestling match and call people out of their name. We can criticize people here with respect and dignity. I can tell you say you're wrong with keeping your dignity, your dignity intact. I'm not here. We're not here. We pass that. Uda no one day na VOS. We come. We no say another get nothing for God. It's okay to go. But if you keep coming and continue to listen, that means you're gaining something out of what you would talk. We are not here. We're not there for gain. We're not there for look for the government attention for let them can give we job. We are sufficient. We are enough. But we don't gain nothing from this. But we want the good of our people and we country. That's why we do what we do. If something is going wrong, and Madam Fatima Bio, I tell you, told me before. He told me a couple of weeks ago. He said, keep doing what you're doing because you make me better. It might not be the way I want it, but they listen to us. So I am not here looking for attention. So if you say, then the try for tell you say, what's in this bad governor they do, and even if not to Kalon, they not any other person, because the people don't have confidence in their banking system, and that's what I talk of. In America here, you get FDIC, where the government they guarantee. So now it talk of the inflation, for the inflation not can affect in America because of what they go on in the economy around the world. Then they try the central bank, then what they call them, they try for hold on, for give the consumers confidence. So we not gonna go hard with money or the system not go crash. Because that is what they're doing here. We don't have confidence in our banking system. And Mr. Kagbo make another point, Mr. Shilon, sir. Mr. Kagbo make a point, say, because I don't send me money, I want to do a transaction at Freetown. Now they put a limit per week. That means that you just slow down the economy and the growth for do business. If money is not being exchanged, because money the economy they flow when money they exchange. If money is not exchanged, you only get limit to it says Sierra Leone and they don't need 30 million, when 30,000 now a week. What they need 30,000 for? But like how Mr. Kagbo make that example, if I'm sending money and I get business for one, that means say they slow down the business because you cannot give me or you cannot give me the money where I need for that transfer and let the money go around inside the system. Because you're looking at it like they ordering it. Who did they order the money? Now the Sierra Leone people and they order me the money, or now then they order the money. We don't know who's doing it. We don't know. So let them tell we who side, because he say they go find out. Let we ask them and he say they go find out. Let him find out, let can tell we who side this money they go. Because why is Parliament not doing their job? They know they do their job, then they see all them tear away Africa, and everybody is ignoring it. It's not gonna go away. The people are gonna suffer. The ones that are saying we oppose government, then people themselves they suffer. Some of them sit down at their country, yeah. Then they eat chicken and chips, then get lights, then get water, then get good hospital, then get good road, then they work, then they pay them. So the life lights. The life lights, they're okay. But the people down there are suffering on the ground daily. And when people then talk, anybody will talk, una tag them as the opposition. Una tag them as APC. I don't belong to APC. I don't belong to APC. What we do here is for the good of Salone. That's why we're still standing. We don't be one of the longest one where they go, and we are still standing. We deal with quality. We not the deal usai rifra ferederan. We not the padande. This is about serious matter for the children. If you want to go get entertainment, usai then they call people out of their name and entertain that, una can go. But I appreciate the ones that have been here, because this is the voice of Salone. This is a platform that is built for let we able for talk to we self respectfully, let we get arguments, let we clear what's in the gun, let we pick the good from the bad, let we praise them when they do good and call them out when they do wrong. You know, so many people and you are, I appreciate every single one of them, even the one that they condemn we say. We appreciate you now because you keep coming back, and the same names I keep seeing you coming back. That means you getting something out of we. God bless you for that. Thank you so much. I pass them back to you, sir, Mr. Shilon.
Thank you
Just
very much.
quickly, Mr. Yeah, just quickly, Mr. Shilo and Madam Fadima. Madam Fadima, this, where we they present, I can always appeal to people in common sense. Now, common sense go tell you, say, the Salone money in value relative to the dollar, it go down. So, whose incentive people them get for whole Salone money and not the dollar? If at all not a confidence issue. Because it don't make any sense. If the system they work, now dollar now never be old because now in value at this point they appreciate over the Salone. But if you owe Salone money, waiting you they tell the system is even if the value of the Leones go down, it's still better for let I get me money and use them anytime where I use them rather than go put on a bank where I need them and not get them. Common sense. So I go tap there, but really, I don't feel say you need for pay attention to people when are one way that they look at. That ain't a distraction. And you know very well when maybe they present, then they come and say anything, but me they show them the numbers. And me they break them down where the common man go able to understand. Because it don't make any sense at all. For let you keep your money where the value of that money the way you keep, they
Very
reduce
good.
every day.
Yes,
So
very
there
good.
must be something else where go inspire you for do that. And in my own understanding, that confidence. I make then rather than they hold the dollar or something because maybe they never get the dollar, but it don't make much economic sense at all. I go left from Gilna now, and again, thank you, viewers. But I
Thank
go
you.
spend time where I go to join the shows them for Rob Mott on some of the issues here. Thank you. Over to Ona. God
Thank you
bless.
so much, Mr. Kabo. Mr. Shilon to you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Kabo. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kabo, Ms. Fadima. Okay, now, Ms. Fadima indicated just now for say certain people, they say we give people the wrong information. Well, if we are, they need for tell we which information, because we in our questions then we raise more so than we've been passing information. And the information we would not pass along, the information way on its face is clear that everybody knows we are calling the shot as it is. Now, my thing is very simple. If we are passing wrong information, please tell us. Let us know. Just don't make outlandish statement about the past wrong information. Tell me what are the information where you dispute that is wrong, that we got so wrong, because we are not infallible. We will gladly accept any correction that we have to make if we're wrong. But we try to get out of this thin-skinnedness. That is, even when I know say certain things are the truth, you just don't want to hear it or for it to be told to others because you think it affects on a loyalty to a particular party. Which to me disqualify una for even hold responsible position because the interest of the country is not what you people care about. Anybody will not get interest of Australian. It's not deserving of any government position where you hold because you are not there. I mean, if you want to serve a party, the party then get their own small government, then get party organization. You can join. You can be chairman of some section or some constituency. If they get for pay you some stipend, and can do all. I mean, there's plenty of position within the party, but don't come taking national positions, pretending to be representing the country, and then don't want people to point out on fitness, on incompetence. In fact, sometimes it's not even on fitness and incompetence. It's just deliberate act of selfishness. Because some of you people, I know better. Una know better. Una just not give a damn. Okay? And then we don't want to keep the people in complete ignorance so when I can continue for do what you want to do. Now, Fadima also say, a lot of us take pleasure in making them presentation here, not because we're looking for jobs, not because we're seeking attention. It's because we care, because we know the potential what we get both intellectually as well as resourcefully, agriculturally, and mineral resources wise, that we can make our country a Dubai, a Qatar. The means are there. The intellectual power is there. The economic resources are there. What we lack is commitment and sincerity and integrity. This is what we are trying so hard to get that we are lacking. Because even integrity goes to what I just mentioned. If you hold a position and you're not improving, and you're not adding to the system, you should resign. And I know say that's a word that is unfamiliar with 99% of the people, all them bookmaya. They learn all the book, they get all the PhDs, but there is one vocabulary they're unfamiliar with: resignation. I don't think a lot of them don't ever hear that word because it's so far removed, So with the Arjuna, I keep insisting on Professor Kalon. I followed him. I knew what he used to say. I mean, he is repeatedly, time after time after time, has not added anything to the system. One thing I give him credit for, he is honest enough to come in the open and admit some wrongs. I could give him credit for that. But it's clear the job is not, the circumstance in which this job is offered to him and in which he operates may not be so conducive as him being able to make a dent in the economic progress or in the monetary progress of the country. Ms. Fatima mentioned FDIC. Why don't we have a policy in place of people putting their money in a bank and being protected by some kind of government guarantee or insurance? That no matter what, where you put your money in a bank, I mean, you always will get it back because the government will guarantee them. Where the governors, Talon talk about every African country or a lot of African countries have what you call cash management system in place, where all these things taken into account before when I get the new money, in 12 days or 11 days, when I begin to get serious problem. And in fact, I made a note now when we would talk about this limitation of $30 million. Like I say, you don't even have to be a business person. Like Mr. Kag would say, what if you get a project like building a house for your retirement? You say you want to go Salone. This is how we're going to hurt the country too. Now you get for restrict that person who wants to send 5,000, who wants to send 6,000. For say he can't do that because so whoever I send them to not be able to go withdraw that money there for buy materials and for paying workman them, isn't that hurting the economy? We get to see the ripple effect of some of them weak policies and what would they try to implement. So anyone where now sees some substance in some of them points they would raise, then see fit for say would give wrong information, and then cannot point out what wrong information we're given. I think you're doing a great
Miss,
disservice and to the public.
Miss, yes, sir. Mr. Shilonza, sorry
Yeah.
for interrupting again, but
No problem.
Mr. BK Kalon has been around us for a long time. And but one day call, but I can put in comments, I can see and all that. Sometimes I choose to answer, sometimes I choose to ignore him. But this particular one, and he make a point here, and maybe Mr. Kago will help us with this. He said even the Western Union has a limit of $5,000. What is wrong with the bank governor setting a limit to a million, 3 million per person? Nobody is saying, nobody know they say, that's why they say they have to put systems in place. You get for trace the money because we not get way for trace the money. Western Union, whenever you are in America here or wherever in the world, but I speak of America, and you go send money, they have a paper trail. You go put your money, you say I want send a usai. And certain time then they even stop you when you send too much money because they want to make sure number one, it is not fraud. Number two, somebody is not gonna dupe you because you know say they get them people the way they dupe you. So they limit how much money you send per day per month. You get transactions, so then go say okay, or then block you because they see say you they send too much, you're not able to account for what you they send, and the reason they suspect you, they block you because the federal government or the banking system here in America, they have laws and things that they put in place for check, like how Mr. Cabo be talk. People and they use, we not they use paper money much, we they use card and transaction, the money then they know how it they flow around. So but if we in a salon, you say it a limits to the cash withdrawal or whatever, this and that, you say them for bring check and all this and all that kind of stuff. You can limit the cash amount. I can go take today, I can go take tomorrow, I can go take next week. It's still not there for put in place for stop the problem. How do we solve the problem so we don't go have people and they order the money because there is no confidence in the banking system? Because there is no confidence, the people go order the money, then go keep it to themselves, then go get it and then keep it under them bed and dig all put them because then the French say if they go for the money, they're not gonna get the money. So how do you solve that problem to give the people of Sierra Leone confidence? And when it be say the dollar trade, it puts how many millions for bribe the people and for pull the dollar, it didn't even work. But now yet you say you they do this, then people, ordinary people, and they we go one do the business or transaction. Now you they slow the economy down too. This is the thing they're trying to say. I don't know if I explained to you. Maybe Mr. Cabo will give you more sense past me. But
Yeah,
BK, I love you, brother, because I know you're a diehard of VOS because you've been here anniversary viewer. So thank you for viewing and keep coming. But I hope I helped you that, and Mr. Cabo maybe go help because he's talking about
and
why they get limits per. And that's why Salone not forget limit because Mr. Kagbo maybe go up or Mr. Shilon go up answer that question.
yeah, Madam Fadima, it just happens I don't want for actively take too much time for the on this program, but absolutely you're right. And BK Kalon, it on there with you for very long, and not changing position in terms of like a die-hard SLBP supporter. We know that, but again, not to BK Kalon, we did try for place. We did try for Siam as we know it. And that question we or that point we make a relevant point in terms of them bank here, Western Union self get restriction for the most part. Now two main reasons. One, where they defraud you, you they go back to Western Union and they end up for pay the damage for the default. And secondly, for prevent money laundering, where people then go find way for transfer money, easy one to another country and stuff. So now that's not the restrictions then they. And at the same time, Salone, Boku like Nigeria, Ghana, and plenty other African countries them. I don't know BK Kalon Usa you day, but from a bank I get the tendency for transfer money any other country. But Salone, if you check, Salone not there as part of them countries then they where you'd able to transfer to somebody else in bank account directly from your own bank account. So now there's systems then the bank governor for they spend so much time for understand why Salone people then able to do that. They will transfer from a broad account to Salone account. So when you able do that, it will make you able send 5, 6, 10,000 easy one. And then you go able implement them policy very easily. If people are able for send money from one bank account to another bank account, the need for paper money for all boku bulk money they pass around, that need they minimize. So the solution is there. I don't know why. Then still they go after paper money. They go take truckload of or container load of paper money for circulator. No, let it look into how we go able improve electronic transfer. So I go top there, but clearly in question where it ask that limit, yes, it go work. But if you depend on carrying cash around, it's very difficult for implement Dandy. Because as we say, 30 million not to money at all. In terms of we way they do project na Salone. So where you send less than $3,000, you get for wait another week. According to say per week, you get for wait another week for send another less than 3,000 again. So how long you go able for bill owes? How long you go able for transfer? Say 10, 15,000. So I go tap there, but BK Kalon, think through. Forget pull the party at. Think through how we go able encourage even you for let you able do business na Salone where it go be easier for you. And as it is right now, you not go able for day out. You open account na Salone. You not able do that. You even go Salone say for you open account na Salone, your own account for let you day abroad and transfer money into that account where you go open a Salone. Ain't not possible. So why we not try for make all that possible and understand how we can make that so people then go able to transfer money to Salone easy one and improve the economic activity. I go tap there and I go tap there for now.
Mr.
Please.
Cabo, I can't in 1 second, sir. I can't in 1 second. Even with the digital market, the world that is going on now, the trade that people are doing, we see Nigeria, people are buying, then they pay na PayPal. PayPal don't accept Salone Bank or Salone money. They're not able to do that transaction there. Those, they other AFAF thing there where people then they buy and sell, they don't guarantee Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone, they're inside one of the countries there that you cannot do those kind of business. And you know how much money with the loss, like how you say, let's go to the electronics, let's put let me come up and 1980 business, 1960 business. Now we come to 2022 and beyond. We, that money, that electronics money, we cannot open up or transfer money because you're not secure and they're not going to guarantee the transaction, not the guarantee. So they don't do business with Sierra Leone that kind of way. Because all you got for they do carry cash, carry and go and all that kind of stuff. So I hope Mr. Mr. Cabo answer that question for you because it's very important for let we know because we don't know. We will not know. We will try for no. That's why we ask questions. So I hope your question be answered. So go ahead, sir, Mr. Shilon. I'll pass it back to you.
Oh yeah. Now just for just add one or two to what you say and Mr. Kago say. Again, I just hope we're brothers and sisters them. And you get this from a large number of we educated Sierra Leoneans. I don't know why we have such difficulty. And this is endemic in both the major political parties in Sierra Leone. Then they cannot rise to this national level of being able to see things. They are stuck with, you have some people, I'm not saying Mr. Kalon is one of them, who think because they're SAPP supporters and SAPP in power, any criticism of SAPP, you are against them. It's ridiculous. We are talking about what is the best national interest of people, because you see, what people should realize, if you support one party now, if you say because you're an SAPP supporter, even when things are being done the wrong way and they have the capability to correct course and to make improvement, but you say, oh no, I'm a party in a power. I know they're wrong, but they get it right for. Why shouldn't the other party think the same way, act the same way? So what is the point of trying to pull one from the other? Because everything what we see now, these were things, there are videos of certain people, like I decided Professor Salone again, where he found so much wrong with the previous banking structure under the previous government. And it was a breath of fresh air where somebody come. Not to a lot of we not get hung up on tribalism. We want the best and the brightest. We don't care whether you're in a local, Limba, Timini. There are certain people who are hung up on that, but we just want a smart Sierra Leonean, a capable Sierra Leonean, an efficient manager. That's what some of we care about, because we know say that is the only solution for Sierra Leone to even want to take one step further. Because what we've been enjoying or experiencing is stagnation and backwardness. So when I will believe say, oh, when you party, even when you say you party not do well. And of course, I think I fall in the category of the minority that I've said, okay, good luck to when I always see difference between APC and SAPP. The same coin, two sides. But when I will believe say one better, but I'm convinced some of them not even believe say SAPP better pass APC or APC can better. No, a lot of them don't believe that. A lot of them on both sides. When I just believe say when I get it right, and when I get the sense of entitlement, we get it right for spoil, we get it right for thief, we get it right for mismanagement. And that's what it sounds like to me, because you refuse to see the damage, the incompetence, the unfitness of some of these people, with massive college degrees, who are not doing the job, who ought not to be there, and so I don't see anything in terms of SAP and APC. I just look at the people who hold the position. I keep picking up Professor Calon because I used to follow him. And what he used to say made a lot of sense. And now he's in a position to make the changes. Like I said, I give him credit. At least he's willing to admit errors most of the time, that things had not worked the way he had in mind. But I think, say, they try for put the right people in the right position. So Mr. Kagodo educates we in terms of that. And this comparison about, well, Western Union, MoneyGram, they put restriction, why can't we? If we begin to make that kind of comparison, it reminds me of many years ago. I had a relative, and I watched one program, and there was something about rampant raping going on in Sierra Leone. It was saying an ABC news thing. And I called this relative of mine, he was here visiting. I say, look, what about Salone? What they talk about rape? Then they commit rape left and right, and they punish the people. And this my relative said to me, they're not getting raped in America. I say, yeah, then get her. What's your point? It's almost like he was saying, well, then do an IR2, so what's wrong if we do an This is not crazy, silly, to the extent stupid comparison. Yeah, like Mr. Kagbo say, the people can get constructive economic reason why they put limitations per money for guard against fraud. Sometimes there are fraudulent transactions, for guard against money laundering. And, because that happens a lot. And money laundering, mostly in terms of drug purchasing and many other illegal activities worldwide. So then get some good reason. So we're not to say putting limitation on the amount of money you for, but you get for and a close. We'll say, hey, well, why I say so trustees for me, you just give me any trustees. Why I say, well, not do for me, you say, well, hey, children, they make mistake anywhere. No, measure me and show me close accordingly. Salone as Sierra Leone. we need policies in place unique to Sierra Leone because we not share the same problems all the way with Nigeria, with Ghana. There are variations. So we get for court with court according to we shape, just like our the talk say, when and so close for you. So look at the overall big policy and design something what will work for we in Sierra Leone at the point that I would make. This has nothing to do with aspersion on the government per se or on the party. It's on the government, not the party. Now, the other thing I want to point out, I have often said, people take government, I mean, these guys don't take government business seriously because if they do, they should be ashamed. Then they reach the passing mark, then keep failing over and over and over, and then they feel say it's okay. Because running government is not an easy thing. You know, maybe we need to come up with some good solution. Now, this money missing, like I said, and Ms. Fatima, I say again, the moment it became known that there is a massive shortage of this money in the billions, that should have been a matter of parliamentary inquiry, not a day later. So the members of parliament are not taking their job seriously, and this they affect everybody. So it's like we're in a vicious.
Right now, the member of parliament they concentrate on. So some people are saying out there that it is a distraction. The money in business is a distraction because right now they're fighting in parliament. They are standing their ground in parliament, and to me, this is the liveliest parliament I've ever seen in the history of Sierra Leone that I know. That the parliamentarians are really earning their money. When I say that they earn their money, then they earn their money because they're on their toes. They are debating. They are pulled, and they go to law and they look. I mean, you see them fighting for the people of Sierra Leone. I will give it to them this particular session in parliament, this bill. And thanks to the voice of social media, and I will give to Africanist press because he's bringing the awareness to people that you have to go to your parliamentarians. You have to call your parliamentarians because I think, Mr. Sheila, you put her on that speech. I don't know if you can go to that next session there, but you put her part of your program today. When you hear the speaker condemning because they're putting number out there for the people for engage you parliamentarians say this bill that is going to be passed, it is not going to be good for me and me community or my environment. When I get for team up, we say no to this or we say waiting and call to this. But when you do that, when you get the people are engaging, and President Bio himself, we don't make a video where did this campaign before he become president. He said the social media is very powerful because anything else on social media is going to be. That's why I appeal to my social media people. We got to be mindful. We got to be careful what we put out there because our words are seeds. They grow, they germinate. When you put toxic stuff inside there for fill the people ahead, because you have some of us that are malicious, you have some of us that are very deliberate, putting their information for start trouble. Yes, we have some of those people, but majority of us, and I can speak for VOS, the one that were left by, we weed them out. Some of them, they go because they not feel comfortable in the environment. They want to go, they want to be themselves, they want to go. It's fine to go. People grow past suicide and it's okay. You know, we don't have no, feeling on that day, but we just say no more. The social media is making a difference that the parliamentarians then get for do their job. They have not been doing their job, Mr. Shilon, because this money business from 2020, Mr. Kalombi don't talk Parliament did not do anything about it. They don't care. They did not do anything. Now we they back now the same crisis. We don't go back, we they come back. The same problem where they feel say they don't fix. Now they come back so. And when they see money, then they make nobody they do nothing, nobody say nothing. And how long we go depend this? How long we go depend this? We're not gonna grow. We just stagnated in one. We're not growing, and anything we stagnate for a long time stink. When water team up for a long time, they begin pull scent. They smell. It's not good. It's not healthy. It's not good. It's not good for we. It's not good. We know the world is going through economy, but we put people them that we have entrusted, say they go do the work for we, for help we. And we showed last week how the inflation, even in gas, we go 120%. Some people then go up 40%. This, that, I know we're at 120% on the scale where they make all the African countries. Sierra Leone is one of the highest, 120%. That's what the map show. How we go SWO price 120% when we African country, African border there, some go 40%, some go 50%, some go 20%, some go 30%. But we went 120%. This is not my saying, now the scale, now the statistics what they do what they put out there from the African countries. So this is what they talk about. We government them, they make like say they not care about the people. We dey spend money like drug seller, money we will not get. We dey left debt but we picking them, great can picking them to come. We go in there, we loaning money, we dey take money, we not dey produce nothing. We just consuming, we're not producing. We're depending on everybody for give we a handout. Everybody. So how they not go control we? They have to control us, because if they take the citizen money for give we, una no sabi the one una get for manager, una they go for overdraft, we they spend. We see that they talk on the thing, cost of living. Our president keep going. It's money. Every time we go, all the group people the way they go, per diem, it's money. And people are complaining. You get people that want to work with governments not able to pay, but yet they allow the president. Then we come back, we see we first lady come. He make big party. He say woman celebration. He call singer them from here, this, that. All his money, that's salon money. That's salon money. When they say the doctor, they say that they can't strike. When they make no more, they say they're APC. The teacher, their money no day. The people that want to work for civil servants, their money no day. So our people are not corrupt. This is why the corruption continues. This is why we not grow, because everybody they do on the table for let them go able to feed them family. How will the corruption end? How will things be straightened out if we continue with this kind of way and normalizing it and making it like it is wrong? If you take one penny safe now, we not supposed to take on a corruption. If you go, you say, oh, na me pikino, na me this, so you know say you not pass exam, but you want to let them go take a whole na corruption. So we all dip at the corruption, because we don't make Alexei a way of life. We get for once better for Salone, man. We get for once better for Salone. We get for once much more for Salone. Mr. Shilo, I pass on to you again, sir. We deserve better. We want more.
Thank you, Ms. Fadima. There were other issues, because this thing about this money business, we can discuss that for the rest of the program. But I just want to touch on one or two other things. That part of which that the Public Elections Act, where we see a video where the Speaker of the House, they protest and complain that Stengi in cell phone number appear in the publication which he believes was given by some journalists, Australian journalists in America. They give the number to the public, so the public will harass them. So we get a question whether by the public getting that number, there are several questions. Number one, is it a private number to which the public should not have been given access? Or is it used as private and official number to which the public could have a legitimate right to call? Or was it strictly a private number? And if so, how did the journalists get in touch with it? So we just want to think of that. We'll raise them points and then let's take at least a call, and then we will go back to what we discuss. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you call from?
Hi, hello, Mr. Shilon. This is Anonymous. How are you do?
Very well, ma'am. I hope you do okay.
Thank you.
How do fine, Madam Fadima? Hi, how are you?
How you doing, my love? Good evening.
Good evening. It's quite interesting what you go on a Salone right now, because we poor nation. It's sad. Like what you just emphasize on right now, talking about the previous money we've been don't go missing and under the same hands again, money don't can lose. Oh my God, 800 billion millions. How much is that in the old Leone? It's painful. Considering a country we not get nothing, people in this suffer, we not get clean water, we not get good hospitals, we not get proper education, and we get people and they just they mishandle the resources and then get the bold mind, like the audacity for just come back out confidently saying, oh well, we don't lost money again, or let's say now some schoolyard kids. It's just pathetic. You know, the way they consider life, I think about things like integrity, like the legacy where you they leave behind as a person. Like these people, do they even think about these things? How you picking them they see you? How like your relative them they see you? Because if you really get pride in yourself, you get pride in the work where you they showcase to the world, you get pride in the things that you do, you're proud of who you are. I don't think you can succumb to behaviors like this. You know, I think say maybe in the consciousness now they again and with people in mind, spiritual wise, because anybody will get the fear of God, any nation where they be led by the people of God, when they not they perish like our Salone they perish. So this clearly show for saying some evil forces them and then they operate in that nation and then just possess whoever it is we're willing to let them possess them. You know, it's quite sad. You get picking them, they not get any head in homes torn apart. And then we get like, what is going on? What is truly going on inside Salone? 800 billion leons, just like that. All of a sudden, the new leons missing. What are we supposed to do as a nation? What are the people are supposed to do now? Like for me, I want to go home. I don't want to perish now with my country. I want to be able to become like for do something in my country. But every time you think about Salone, so bad news, so sad news, so thing where they make you just want to cry. What thing they do to we? Where's the hope? Where's the love? Where's the peace? Hey boy, it's too much. The thief dokubo, Madam Fatima, it's too much.
Well, I hear you.
I don't know
I
if
hear
they
you.
agree.
They listen. They hear. They know. They are listening. They know.
I
But
mean,
like I would say, you know, sometimes we don't have to stop. We don't have to stop. We don't have to stop. We got to continue and steadfast and bringing the change you want to see, you know, in
I can just
life.
imagine if I were in that position, like the legacy. It's all about legacy for me. If even I'm just doing something for like 5 years and I'm dead and gone, I want that thing to be remembered 100 years, 1,000 years down the road. Something that stays behind with my name, my family, the pride, that integrity. If you guys are hearing me, there's nothing sweeter than a sweet name. Then get one full of man. You can ask them. They say, he tell him pikin, he say me pikin wear fine clothes. People don't understand. He say, Baba, what you they talk about? Good clothes? He say, no, me pikin. He say, when I say wear fine clothes, a good name, a name that smells
Yeah.
sweeter than sweet
Yeah.
perfume. When people talk, when people say that sweet name, when people begin to talk about the good things you do in a community, let their heart them rejoice. But not like when they talk no more, the bitterness, the gall, the bile, all they come up right in your mouth because of the mention of the pure name, because of the mention of the people in power. Like it's sad, it's pathetic. Bio, how you they sleep? How will they sleep, Fatima? How?
Thank,
The shame in over
Okay.
don't pass the closeness they put in the red ball. It's too
thank you,
much.
thank you
Yeah, they
so
shame for
much.
them. All right, love you all.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Miss Anonymous. We always appreciate your contribution. Please stay involved and stay in touch. Thanks for calling. I hope a lot of people hear what you say. Let me take a few more calls. Hello, caller. What's your name? And who's you to call from?
Yes, Mr. Shilon. This is Mike. I call from Philadelphia.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
I'm okay.
All right.
I want to ask you a question before I get to my point.
Yes, sir.
Is there any reason why um, government in, government out, no one change this constitution? Is there any reason why?
Yeah, I think they get reason because it benefit them. But when they out, you don't know, it look like it work against you, but once you go in, you see the advantage where it give you over others. Now the reason that they make. They're not look at from the grand scale of trying to do for the country. Now then safe, then they look at then they look at in terms of the advantage when they in. I mean, we can show on a Boku video with the current government when they were in opposition, everything they condemn, they were condemning, they're doing it now. So once they come in, until such time that we became nationalistic enough for really begin to look at things for country, not for we self. That's why it's working for both the government and the two parties them when and they out and when and they of course when and they in when and they out of course they know that some of them who have been in they know how much they are losing in terms of undue benefit. So now they make so much noise not to pursue it and go back in now for do anything for the public or for the country. No, now for just take off foot and left off. So now me will answer that one day as to why government in, government out, nothing seems to change. Now because it's beneficial to the one that way they in power.
Yeah, because if this constitution will not change, I don't care which government will come, nothing will change in Salone. Nothing no will change. Because we're not able to put them people here, you know what I mean, take them to court. You know what I mean? For all the damages they want in the cause of that country. For all the stealing, the looting what they do in that country, they will not able to do them nothing. Because this constitution, it favor them. That's the biggest problem than this. And come to the bank governor. Me, they say get PhD, but they do things like somebody will get PhD to me. Because at first, when you go in a salon, when you assess the country itself, you don't know how to deal with the economy. From the assessment when you make, you don't know how to deal with the economy. You don't need it 4 years now. At first, you say you bribe 68 million. Now you don't go spend more money, but bring more loans. The amount of money you don't spend alone, but who pass the money where you create or what you spend for. It just makes no sense to me. If let's say if bank governor don't spend $100 million for make how many loans, whatever you make. What's in better, the dollar or the loans? Which one more value, the dollar or the loans? I don't even understand up till now. You spend more dollar for creating loans. Wait for we don't keep the dollar, you know what I mean, and just left the loans the way it did so. Nothing makes sense to me what they do so. Then redenominate, but they spend more money, more US dollars for redenominate this loan so we get. Like, why not use that dollar the way you get so for investing things that will go improve the economy? I don't understand. Maybe it makes sense to now, but it don't make sense to me. You know, if I get dollar, I'm not gonna go spend it. I'm gonna go use it for go create more loans. It not just makes sense. And now dollars scatter the country. I mean, contribution, Nandy, but then I don't look like it makes sense to nobody. Maybe then it makes sense to themselves. I mean, contribution, Nandy, sir.
Thank you very much, Mike, for calling. As always, we welcome your thoughts, your ideas. So I hope people can go hear the questions where you raise and that somebody will have an answer. A lot of things we then do to me, SSF or to we in VOS, a lot of things that make sense because certain things, forget about the degree where these people are because, I just say over and over, the degree where you get matters to a point. But that is not the end all and be all for be a good administrator or for be somebody in charge. But that said, let me don't hold other callers them. Let me take one more call. Hello caller, what's your name and who's you call from?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Salone and Andy Fadima.
Good
Hello,
evening.
brother. How are you, sir?
Yes, I'm okay. This time I made the call from UK. Anyway, one for telling I thank you for all what you do, and actually some of who they follow now, and we all lay out here, but we get the country at heart. And in that light, I make only take una time, for come and then from what we all for education young people and from what we know what they happen at the country. You know. But unfortunately, some people and some of the brothers then, sisters them, they're still in at the dark. We all belong, to be sincere. We all get who we belong, but at least for put with selfish interest aside, and they'll look at the country and other people will come up from different parts of the country, regardless of inside Como or the tribe we belong. Some of we don't carry them partial, we don't learn a lot that sometimes we go for shy away from some of these things because of negative thinking that I have to be this tribe, I have to be that part from the country before I will know. I'm not saying the work. If you look at what is happening at the country, it's sad actually. It's sad, common sense, you see things are not working at all for this present government. Some of we now within London and we see how people really marshal themselves for making a try for propagate this present government or make them come to power. Those some of who will become some critics, some of who will be critical about this government, me particularly, because me I look at them for me, look at the person way they come as a leader, what don't achieve and what they don't do. Because for can't lead people them, at least you get something for show. Make people are able to understand, say this person way they come, it is able to move the young ones, be able to showcase things, then that it will bring development. So that's now the main point actually. And at the end of the day, I see that things are not working. Maybe your problem where I get some more. And look at the young ones today. Look at what they happen now, the prison, the brutality. Look at the young guys there when a few weeks ago they say sentence them. They say for lawlessness or this about 3 years. And nobody talk about it again. Just for fighting, then go to the petrol the guy with the arrest, kind of court up to today, the one in we go visit 11 of them. Imagine, these are young guys. How do you continue for them at that prison day? Nobody find them guilty for anything. And nobody talk about it. Parliament not come, the people on the hierarchy, the laws, I don't know how laws they will go this way. This is a recipe for war. It really, really sad. It's sad. It's sad, because I feel for these guys now. Where the law, look at the people who they've been killed, some of them are arrested, then they are prison. Why are they still there? No one knows. This thing, you couple up with so many other things. There's no money, there's no food, and how the prisoners survive when our government look after them. It's sad anyway, it's sad. So I almost say we must thank you very much for the whole team, for this, for taking our time and for doing what they do, for more for even, sensitize the young people. And thank you very much, Mr. Shilo and the rest of the team. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Ahmed. Thank you very much. Mr. Shilo, if I can come in a little bit, sir. The two, okay, maybe you want to take another call first. I'll go wait.
Okay, let me do that. Yeah. Hello, caller. What's your name and who's you call from?
Yeah.
Hello, caller.
I call from sorry for joining our meeting today. I just been joining our meeting the conversation about this monetary issue. I just want to ask a question. Did the governor say that the money was misappropriated or 800
billion
don't come out of the banking system? Because me live in the book that we almost 50 minutes like AYZ. and not talk anything about misappropriation. He talk about 800 billion don't come out of the banking system. Because on our people, who say it's 800 million misappropriated. That improve me right away. But I just want
No,
I just want to make a few more on the issue. And I believe yes, when I do the right that the current people are not get confidence in the banking system, and many people in the country money, and we first pay them to find that they hold to self use banking system. But there are several factors for that. You know, in Sierra Leone, we will not get that banking synchronization, you know, for economics of banker. But I believe that when we get that banking synchronization, when you pay money in a bank, they call it here, I can go to get money in a eco bank, you go to this white you carry SC, or you go to commercial bank or get commercial bank. Is that current? Is that banking synchronization? I believe it will greatly help. Then secondly, this digital transaction we they do. That you cannot say a free money and orange money. The cost too high for this transaction to a free money and orange money. Because that is from don't earn a lot as far as that digital market is concerned. But I don't ask people away because they already teach the way that we are the way to earn money for already teach the offline. They always say the cost high. So government need for put and in the one problem we can get the problem is one problem we I believe the bank governor safety for state of now this currency swap. Currency swap is very, very easy. Then we start at the bank or give a union countries improve. Because we have to see that in actually do business like Guinea, they do business like Nigeria, they do business even Gambia, they do business like Gambia, they do business in Cote d'Ivoire and Guinea, Nigeria. Because that is key countries now, we went something away to do business. If we get that problem to swap, I don't need to take what it was for go for dollars. With Echo Bank, when an African bank or African bank, and you be even as an African bank, like Leone, I mean, let's go with me. Nigeria, they look, I want to go buy purchase goods, or Gambia, I want to go purchase goods, or Liberia, or Guinea. Let's go back for card. Then you go withdraw money. Then you use the currency in another country. Nigeria, they do it now with China. Nigeria, they do it right now with China. Currency swap. You don't need to take money the Chinese want to go buy goods from China. From Nigeria, they do it for goods. And the last thing I want to talk about my agricultural production. The currency is not be strong if we don't get agricultural production. Because we import more than we export. And if we get more of agricultural production, then the dependency on some very basic commodities and they will be used, it will reduce drastically. Then you will see what the money they circulate in the system. But because we know that too much dependency on that, they put a strain on the national currency. You see, so I believe that some of them in the million layman's view where I feel to say the government will do in order for let we get stability in the financial system. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that you get a call again. Go with the call, then we'll comment
Okay.
later.
Okay. Hello, caller. What's your name? Who's you call from?
Hello?
Hello? What's
Yeah,
your
can you
name?
hear
Who's
me?
you call from?
You get me?
Yes, clearly.
Yeah, so yeah, me na Lumbi had a call from London.
Okay. Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me on your program.
You're welcome.
So
Yeah,
my
you're welcome,
contribution is Nadi. Hello?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the whole thing, I really the previous speaker they talk about how this government, what they do, how the mismanagement thing, or how the mismanagement resources, or the level of corruption within the country. I think if we really will reflect back during the APC term, things were obviously most of the things that will happen today and the thing that will happen during APC term. So the question we need for us now as Sierra why is it like even the banking system will not ever introduce a tougher regulations where they protect the ordinary citizens or the consumers then? Because like I totally agree with I think was it the previous speaker? He say the lack of trust within the financial institution, because sometimes if you know most people that way they do business or we get big project in a salon, what you want for withdraw money na the bank. Sometimes you go to the bank money no dey. So I think that's one of the things and now the way they make people that they keep their money then in a house, na the houses there. So what's in the bank governor need for do now? It need for try for make sure say we invest in digital currency. Digital currency means like basically like we will also get apps there. Places like Ghana, places like Nigeria, cash apps and the way people then they don't really need for physical cash. You just basically do any transaction. I like bank don't close. But even that one of the things and the way they make with GDP not they even grow, because at the end of the day, if you want to do important business, they say, oh, money not day or the bank don't close. So the man within Kenya, the man within Nigeria, that's an and you don't use in cash app, you don't do in transaction, or you don't clear in goods then na the port. They do business. By the time you wait for let the bank open, you don't make beaucoup profit pass you. I think one of the biggest problems in that country, I think really one of the citizen or the social media platform need for talk about is the lack of discipline. We not like we safe in that country. Salone, we not just respect yourself. But what's it gonna make one person go just all country money or a whole institution or a whole department money it's in one grade? Something is wrong with us. We even look at, for example, the petrol crisis. Why is it they say petrol not in the country, but Jebu petrol day? If we really like that country day, it no matter whether not APC, it no matter whether not SMP, it no matter whether not NGC, at the end of the day, any leader with the leader country, we get for give the full support. Every citizen need forget we all have collective responsibilities. But at the end of the day, everybody they talk say, oh, they're not my own party. Whether they own party will criticize them. But all the problem are now with the Okona SPP, if you don't that the primary cause of them problem they are all now during APC time. Mm-hmm. So why didn't the APC party didn't address all them problems, this financial this banking system? So what would they like the media as well? Or we also with the callers there, we get to make sure say, Lord, they talk the truth. So that's my contribution.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. What is it, Demby from London? Is it Demby? I will start with Demby, Mr. Shilon. Make a go. It makes some points them where Mr. Kagbo we don't already talk of. I don't know how long they don't listen. Or they talk on this cash flow, how then they do transaction because they be left behind. We have been left behind. And he talk on APC, then we don't do them. Now then they want come up on. In America, or in England or London, where you say they, when a government come and then campaign, we hold you to your words of your campaign promises. That's what they do in the civilized world. Where Trump come, Biden, right now, then they lash on Biden. We don't vote for Biden, but they lash on Biden. The media, they lash on Biden because we can do whatever it be done promise. After 1 year, they go second year. We want for begin see results then. Yes, there are damages that would have been done by the previous administration. But because you come to we and sell your case to we say, I go able for do this. We cannot be looking behind again what the APC don't do. The people voted APC out. They said they wanted change. President Bio promised us a new change. New direction means it is not business as usual. we they come off from that way, we they come off from the lawlessness and the recklessness and set standards. I was excited when President Bill started going to this UU building. Forget the people for be at work 8 o'clock, whether they pay you for then I work 8 o'clock, you for don't punch in by 8 o'clock. He did it one time and he stopped. And I was like, oh my God, I was expecting this military discipline. Everybody go come back to order because we don't have order. We don't get standards. We don't set standards and nothing comes out of nothing. You do something when are bad, then get the one them because they get influence. Others from above or people that we call, they say, oh, na me picking, na me sister, I'm picking, na me neighbor, na me this. So there are no consequences for our behaviors. We talk about the other caller, I think was Mike, talking about PhD, that I don't see PhD. We will not knock down PhDs here because it's an accomplishment. It's an academical accomplishment where somebody walk years and years, they learn, it become an expert in what they do. But applying what you learn, that is the problem here. Because what you do, if they come, they don't learn Naya, then they do the work Naya right. Who side then they work Naya, then get standards, then get guideline. You go off the standards, they take you off. But when they go outside and they go in a salon, because we don't have these things in place, people just go falling. And anonymous caller, the female, she said, we don't get conscience, we don't get integrity, we go deep with self into certain things. And if something not a work, if me go be part of a team for go be a change, and I see this change is not working, I've tried everywhere, what I would do as a person of integrity, I would resign, say, you know what, this is not my standard here. This is not what I expect. So I cannot be part of this. I take myself out and call a resignation. Or if the president hire person, if he say he don't put all in CV before, he say get all these experiences of the world, and they go there and you cannot perform, I'm sorry, just like it pleases the president, it should unplease the president again for let that person go. But we are connected to partisan. We are committed to, that is why here they get campaign reform. They made campaign reform laws because people were giving money, all kind of money. You cannot give but certain, they get limit. Because if I give you 20,000 per you campaign, of course I get interest whether I fit or not, who side the money come or not, and they go be part of you go me one no nothing for go gain that 20,000 plus 50 times more that 20,000 why I give you as per you campaign. So they are loyal to these people. They cannot let them go because they never pull the money they hold the don't give past 20 times more than waiting them in give into the campaign. You see, so you see how all the lobbying, all the corruption continues. And another viewer, I think another viewer, right? He say, I think it was I don't forget the guy's name again, Mr. Labor or something. I think it was Labor. I don't remember what he said. He do, but he talk about the people are. That, like the people that are illiterate, you know, kind of like they talk about there's no knowledge. The people are, I think I see it. He say, in my mind, the biggest problem in Sierra Leone is literacy. The masses are illiterate, lack knowledge of the law and the government, so they bowed down to the BS that is they throw at them. I would not say, yes, I can say they lack knowledge, but at the same time, we have been conditioned because we belong to these clans and tribes and groups and you know, kind of group them. So we have been conditioned because if you even watch the political parties, they get political. You cannot speak against your party openly. You therefore do and make, you never do it in private, because if you do that, they consider you are not part of the party, so they take you out of the group, and that limits the people. So these people don't see clearly, they don't understand. Yes, you know, they don't know the laws, they don't know their rights, because they have been conditioned so badly from when we're small. We don't see the brutality of, then they send the police, just like how the slave master they do them, and just like how them they do in the 60s in America, then they send them police, then dog them, but people spray water, spray for threaten the people, but a bunch of people push back. And I think this is the time that Sierra Leone, where people they don't wake up, where they don't say, oh, I'm not going to do this thing to we, the BS to we no more. We cannot take this. We deserve better. We know better. Some people don't know. That's why we need voices, sound voices that are going to tell the people, this is your right. You know, they tell the people for go cause trouble, but you they educate and enlighten the people that you have rights, you deserve better. These people are working for you, and we they see them like God. They are not gods. So if you then a small village, you get a small what you afraid trouble because they use the police to go brutalize you. They use the police to go kill you. They use the police to go intimidate you. That police force is the most dangerous force in Sierra Leone. They are the troublemakers of Sierra Leone because then they go orders from the above. When they tell you say, when you do them training, then they, yes, you they follow orders from you senior, but at the same time, any order you can disobey when you know say it's not good for the general public, you will not do that. Nothing not go come up by you, but then they say, no, I'm not gonna do that day because that day not the right thing for do. That is not the way to do. Look at that policeman where they caught that boy in here. Where the policeman come, they don't demote him. You know, they threaten you. So they shut the mouth of the people. So the people don't know. They are afraid. Everybody's afraid. They go into their cocoon. They suffer in silence. For the longest time, from where born, the Salone, in the 70s, we see the remnants of that nonsense, of that slave mentality, master, government, they come. Nothing good they are doing for the people. Nothing good. You celebrate a 5-mile bridge, a 5-mile road where they put star coal pan. You say a development. What is your life changing? What did they do for your life? Yes, the roads connect the world. We connect the world. But let the economy boom. Let the people, because, you know, restore the dignity of Sierra Leoneans. For me, no say when me been a car up, there was middle class. Our people then have been business people. They did not depend on government. They were working. Business was trading. Trade. They make money, millions. They make money. They call them millionaires. They made money. We live comfortably. Everybody was kind of going about their way, but the government keep failing, and then everything start closing and going away. And now you say people are business. Almost people then are millionaire business inside Salone. How many you go concern a millionaire? You know. It's just like there's small trade. You get a few thousand. You say because the economy is not growing. We cannot compete with the world. We cannot do trade with the world. Just like how that caller from is it in London or so one of the callers talking about, by the time Mr. Campbell to talk about that digital money, we can't even trade. We're not even sell on eBay. We're not even sell on waiting because they not believe with money transaction, not they pass in a salon. We're missing out. Why can't they fix these things? Why can't these experts come and fix these things? We're not knocking down PhD, but how do you apply what you've known, your knowledge that you apply to make the change, to impact society? That is the thing that you get for impact with the knowledge. Like Anonymous say, he said, how do you leave the world a better place you've been left from? Leave a legacy for your children's children, the generations to come. Leave a legacy because your name, long-term people, their name is everything. They care about their name. So they do the right thing, but these people don't seem to care, and that is the frustration. And we don't accept wrong for normal. Everybody, the mentality of we are so lawless, we are so out, we don't get standards. Person go thief money. When in our government, we're going to misuse funds, misappropriation of funds. Nothing comes out of it. Anti-corruption come and ask them a question. How do you say you're going to deter all this stealing of money and all this corruption practices in Sierra Leone when there's no punishment when the punishment is just for slap you and when you picking your mama go able not take that candidate again come on there. They go back and put you on there and take more. And what you take, they even pay what you take. They even get no punishment. They all just making noise. Because they know then turn they come, they will not make noise for fool the people. Give you what you want for your when then turn reach the other one, then come back, do the same thing. That is the question. That is the problem. It's a recycle old system that is not working. That's why we're holding President Bio accountable now, because he asked, we say, new direction. He tell we, promise we. Just like how they all Biden now. Well, they beat Biden down on everything where he been say we're not able to do. That's what it is. Just like the British Prime Minister don't resign in position in party then force him and take and say, no, you gotta go. You did something wrong. Be a man of integrity and walk away. That is the system we're all for able for make. You know, I pass on back to you, Mr. Shilon, sir. It is sad. Have no standard. If you don't put value on yourself, nobody else not respect you because you don't respect yourself. We got for begin respect yourself first. We got for begin because when you respect yourself, then you're able to treat people right. What you know how they do to you, not do unto other people. And that's what they're doing. They come in there, they all get rich, they all get stuff. They don't care. They waste sweating their way, they live what they call life. Then the rest of the people, then they drive past there every day, then they see their condition, nothing changes. I pass them back to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Ms. Fadima. We could move on to hopefully two topics, but at least one at the moment. That is the Public Elections Act. So I will ask the control room for play a video of the Speaker of the House. And this gets a lot to do with some calls coming in from the public to the Speaker concerning this new law with the pass about proportional representation. So now the Speaker is getting upset that a number was given by a certain reporter, and he considered a number being given, a cell phone number was given to the reporter by the reporter, a form of harassment. So the question becomes, is it harassment if the Speaker's phone number is given out, cell phone number? Bear in mind that having a cell phone number out in and of itself not necessarily mean there's something wrong with that, unless it happened to be a cell phone number that is not being used for official purpose. But if it is being used for official purpose, I would like for just get the argument. I want for getting a suggestion, a contribution as to whether that's being given out by a reporter to the public and the public calling the Speaker, whether that's tantamount or whether that equals harassment. So that's something we want, but I will want the control room for us play a video to that effect.
A lot has been said and written on social media, particularly about the role of this current parliament.
In name na Honorable Dr. Abbas Chernobundu, the Speaker of the Salone Parliament, and Asideyeri, Tuesday, July 12, 2022, he been take the floor na the well of Parliament for make statement where he been clear, say he want for blow mind on certain issue them. We don't pass na the social media, we not glad with.
Most of what I have read and heard on social media seemed to me to have stemmed from a mountain of mischaracterization, misunderstanding, and misinformation of monumental proportions about the work of this parliament.
And plenty people we don't follow the Speaker of Parliament from in background as first-time bookman and sober lawyer to in work as first-time Secretary General na ECOWAS. Go greasy Honorable Dr. Abbas Chernobundu in the English language sleep one room to the point say he not even the catch in aid for Tokam. So he used this power na emote for equalize for waiting he say he don't see any hear about the Salone Parliament that the social media we according to not to true and I for just call political goal but he believes he not go born fine picking at the country.
It is a big shame that as a nation that has earned self-rule, as an independent sovereign nation for over 61 years, and had once been the pride of West Africa as the Athens of education. They are still in our midst, adult men and women who deliberately and maliciously set out through political propaganda to manipulate and deceive the masses of our people. This is most lamentable.
Honorable Dr. Abbas Chernobundu no been waste time for jump to one of the issue them we get for do with the proportional representation system or district block system for send MP them na parliament. According to the Speaker of Parliament, the new public elections bill now they come introduce the proportional system of representation, as he said this system already there as part of the Salone 1991 constitution.
So let me take this opportunity to make it abundantly clear that contrary to the hype given to the general public, the Public Elections Bill of 2022, currently before this House, does not introduce any new proportional representation into our law. The district block representation system, a form of PR, which is mentioned in the bill, was introduced into our laws as far back as 2001 by way of a constitutional amendment that was encapsulated in section 38A. Therefore, the debate about the PR system is not going to happen in this parliament. Because it is already embedded in the laws of Sierra Leone.
Honorable Dr. Abbas Chernobundu carry on for talk about the thing them where he believes say good where they inside the public elections bill we still in a parliament and done there for the past 1 month now but still not zeroed yet. But one other area where the speaker blow in mind good fasting get for do with what he say this bientem. Somebody post in the speaker in phone number na the social media for make people call them and tell them what they think about the public elections bill and the proportional system of representation.
Suffice it, however, that I should make mention here of the egregious harm that has been committed by a certain individual who decided unilaterally and without my prior authorization to upload my personal telephone number on the social media. This singular act of his has caused me great harm. And it did not just stop there. It did not just stop there. It went on to exhort Sierra Leoneans both at home and abroad to send messages to my phone about the perceptions they hold about the public elections bill and what they believe it is purporting to introduce into our body politic.
As the Speaker of Parliament take them for blow in mind for where he say this person we send a number for make people call them and send them message them, but the public elections bill not inform them first before it do so, and this make it say it not feel fine, but not to that normal. As the Speaker carry on say this not like harassment and intimidation for make it afraid as they go about for doing work where you not think say this for even happen, we make it say in a quotum this na reckless journalism.
To say the very least, these acts constitute as much intimidation and harassment as they were unwarranted and unnecessary. And in effect, an invitation to anarchy under the guise of respectable journalism. Frankly, in my considered opinion, it is a most intolerable and unworthy display of reckless journalism.
The Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Dr. Abbas Chernobundu, self no been beer, but been get for you some strong word them for make knack no left panam on this issue we get for do with the social media, but not tap day. As he gives strong warning, say the person we been scatter in number at the social media for think to them the next them before it do it in it do so. And he say word for person we get sense, it do so bets. For Salone Parliament, I on Black TV Online. Mina Abdullah Bla, the report.
We say thank you to Black TV for that wonderful. You know, sometimes when you give serious, you get for put 2-3 words of joke inside there, and he did. And I watched this live. I've been watching this live at a follow If you're not Sierra Leonean, you get for know what's in the happen. And thanks to the social media, the AYVs and the SLBS, the last time they said they not get they not get gas, so they're not being covered the first day or so. And then blackouts kind of parliament to them, they're not able to continue and all that stuff that the country where they talk on so and all that kind of thing. But he is referring to Chernobyl. Chernobyl put out, because you know this elections bill where they passed in parliament. And Chernobyl, I would say, like give a small story. They want to know than a Chernobyl of the Africanist press. Chernobyl during the time of Anes Baikoroma, then joined organization of young progressive Sierra Leoneans, which he was part of the Renaissance movement and all the other stuff. Then they try for change Sierra Leone for give the thing. And one of the people them where even they work with women, they agree with him, President Bio. And when I know say when he come out 1 year after President Bio first year in office, and he tell we say he don't go back and forth with President Bio in administration. They tell them say this is not what you promised, and the things you're doing, you're repeating the same thing where Anes Koroma you mean they clap for me for. And we really, you know, where Fatima Bio can say Chernobyl one job for a man because a man not get a job, that make it they do so and that. And we know say Chernobyl, he then at Chicago, he live in America, he they work for a university, he they do well, he gets Africanist press, and Africanist press not only made of Sierra Leonean, they get white people there where they do all. Sometimes I know we can see they want who say them people here, they pull all their information here, but they have their sources, they have their way, they get in information and they are detailed and they stand by them, word them when they do. So this PR system where the one can pull this bill, where the one can pull, they say not good for the country. But what in them, we don't put her in the constitution in 1991 after the war, 1991, after the war, they use them. So this, them one put her inside there for use them, but the pushback in parliament, so they don't serve them to the opposition because Chernobyl confirm, I wish we can get that video, they say, it was served to them that they're going to put this bill on the table. But now, after the noise on social media, and one of the days, them the majority in parliament, the head of the majority, the leader in parliament for the SLPP, they push on something for do with this bill. And then the speaker, which I gave him compliment for, he said, you are pushing to tamper with the constitution. And he corrects the man for what he wants to say. He said, you are tampering with the constitution, and tampering the constitution is treason. You cannot mess with it. This is not a thing to mess with. So the next day or 2 days later, when they can now, nine and say, he said the thing they already did at the constitution, which one I want bring and come, they're not bring and come up. You know, it kind of try for fight back, for like Chernobyl saying a misinformation they give them, but it was originally there for them to discuss. And Chernobyl put them out there. So Chernobyl now, if we're not gonna page in the Africanist press or whatever, he said, I will not relent. We go push these people for do the right thing because they campaigned with me. They were with me. Then they condemn the other side. And one of we brother them Bendu or Mr. whatever Demby, Mr. Demby from England, London. Talk of the people we get for no, we get for. You talk about the last time whatever they do. There are people fighting not for jobs, but yet we get for bring and fix Salone. And we got for Shomam, just like how they say, power pass Salone for better. President Bill call on every Sierra Leonean for fight back, corruption will fight back. So we all the fight back for lay Salone fix. President Bill in campaign promise Sunday. He say accountability, transparency, and for fight corruption, and then he bring quality education. So we are educating the people. We're trying to give them knowledge and let them understand, for let them get the comprehension, for make them understand and know their rights as citizens. So what is wrong with that? Now that's make it makes so. But then the question be, Mr. Shilon, over here, when something is not right, we call our representatives, we call our senators, we call our speaker, we call our president, we call them, say, when you go to the Senate, or when you go to the House of Representatives, or when you go to Parliament, you get for the people, now the voice of the people, because they respect the voice of the people. So he felt a little irritated because he gets a lot of phone calls where they call and say, do the right thing, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if some people use obscenity. I don't know. I cannot say for everybody. But I know before even Chernobyl put him there, I sent him a voicemail twice. And I commend him for where it tell the majority leader say, I think in Ayuma or something I name, majority leader SLPP say, don't tamper with the constitution. That is treason. I sent him a comment. I said, good job. I said, you're doing the work of the people for once. I said, continue like that, Mr. Speaker, sir. I said, because let's leave a legacy. I have it on my phone. I said, let's leave a legacy, because them not lay again for we die. Let we left the world a better place. Let we left a better salon. Let we do the right thing. I told him that on my phone. I even sent to Cherry Coco. I said, this is the first time you all are fighting for our people. Fight for the people. Stand for what is right. Because the people don't want that. And this is what the people are saying. I did that. So, I mean, is that harassment for tell you governor or you minister or you parliamentarian or your president say, is that a crime? Is that harassment? I don't know. Mr. Shilon, so tell you a lawyer, maybe you go explain them better. Because to me, I mean, I call you number, say, Mr. Minister, sir, or Mr. President, sir, or Mr. whatever, sir. I mean, this two-way one pass, so I not go right for we, sir. Is that harassment? I don't know. I don't know what in harassment define. But go ahead, sir.
Well, Ms. Farima, you're more familiar with the detail of this topic than I do. But just listening to the video of the speaker, I know say he get the best of intentions, but first and foremost, before I comment about some of his words, them, if indeed he say messing with the Constitution will be treasonous, I disagree with him. I don't know what you mean by messing with it. I mean, people mess with the Constitution all the time by extrapolating or taking things and interpreting them and filing lawsuit. We mess with the Constitution all the time. If whatever messing means playing with it. So that's why we have the court system. So the Honorable Speaker of the House, as I know, is legally educated from a world-renowned university. So he will know that we should not mess with the Constitution, will in no stretch be treasonous in any way, shape, or form. So I don't agree with him respectfully on that. That's debatable. Maybe, as you know, he's a very highly qualified man. He may have something to show me or point to me where he could convince me otherwise. But also, as a lawyer, he talked about the behavior of the journalist was egregious. In fact, it's an egregious crime. I hope I didn't mischaracterize that. If the word crime is what I heard, and if I'm correct, I do not see anything criminal in what the journalist did. He also said the journalist act by giving him phone number out, cause him great harm. But he not tell you what kind of harm. Was it psychological harm? Was it any physical bodily harm? You know, he's a lawyer. And the gentleman, we blah, tell we say, Honorable Speaker, is as good in the English language as they come. So I know, say, if for taking time for educate we way to tell we if there's harm, we may sympathize with him if he suffered any harm, but you just say causing great harm without specifying what type of harm, physical harm, bodily harm, psychological, we don't know. And so he said also that was an invitation to anarchy. Well, I don't know if you put the speaker in, if you give in phone number out. And we're also not tell we say this not in private number, but not tell we say a number used exclusively for private matters. Does he occasionally use that number there for public purpose? I don't know. But I would just hope for we for being able to make sense or analyze things a little better from we own perspective. It good for giving some, evidentiary basis for agree or disagree with them on some of them characterizations they we make, So anarchy, I mean, a way, I think acts sometimes of the chief of police is an invitation to anarchy, because when you condone criminality, you take matters into your hands. So that I see as a classic case of an invitation to anarchy. But I'm not sure if somebody get a speaker in phone number, which I will agree, if it is a private phone number that wasn't supposed to be used for public matters, it might be a little annoying and offensive. I may share to an extent the speaker in feelings, but I think the words he used are too strong. Anarchy, great harm, egregious crime. I just don't see how that is all of those things are applicable to waiting in the talk board in terms of what was done. And for one way, maybe follow with political trend, but the honorable speaker is old enough, much older than me. He is very familiar with the days of the Ibrahim Taki. So every now and then, or even this Samezgadem. So every now and then, we've had legendary journalists, and I'm glad we do have such people who come out and take issue with the government and indeed put out sensitive information that people wonder how they get them, but they do. Ibrahim Taki in the 60s, early 70s, was one of those kind of journalists. So we do have Chernobyl at the moment, who seems to be a very effective, reliable journalist, investigative journalist, I might add, where they come out with facts and figures that are not being challenged. So let we try to be honest and be sincere with the public. And I hope the speaker will not be too sensitive to the extent of thinking that people getting a number, if they call them, it may be something we not like, but I don't think that would be harassment. And so we get on we screen, we try to take a poll, we get a question. Is sharing the speaker's phone number an harassment? So we'll do a poll. So please, if you call in or send in your position, whether sharing the speaker's phone number with the public tantamount to an harassment, please, you can say yes or you can say no. Okay, and at the end of which.
And this speaker, Mr. Shilon, sir, this speaker don't take away in a Salone politics. He don't take away there from what small as I be Dr. Abbas Bundu Conte, a very learned man, very intelligent, very thing. But some of the times, the things that they do and the impact and things that they cause to Salone, because I know, say, in the Sheikh Steven era, they see some of his stuff. And then in the Kaba era, I think, they seized some of his properties. But now, I mean, of the things that they do against, I mean, these people got to do Sierra Leone right, man. This is why I say we keep taking all these old recycled people. And they have, this man is learned, well-learned, educated man from Notre Dame, go Dominion, go degree get. You know, I mean, we expect better from people like these to go there, the brains of Sierra Leone, for go help for develop a country. But this man has been in politics in all positions that he has not done much for the people of Sierra Leone to change the life. And before that, they be all for property them wait and seize Nayan because he used Salone money for do that and all and continue. But to my understanding, he has gotten them back because of, I don't know how he managed gets them back. But this is why we not go ever go before, because we condone this kind of behavior. We act like this kind of behaviors are right. No, governments they can impede they sabi they all na corruption. All na corruption, favoritism na corruption. You the favor one over the other. The one way good for do the work, you know, go get into the one way not sabi or we go Dominion, go whether mama don't put him picking at college, you don't learn good book, he study hard, he sabi the same work, but you go get until you go Dominion, go fake degrees and all this stuff that they're doing in this place. You know, and this man here, this Abbas Bundu, he has been Sierra Leone for long, for more small. I remember him. I remember Abbas Bundo. But these are the people that have been holding our government hostage. They have been holding our country hostage. We need new, fresh minds, progressive minds. That is why Chair Noba of the Africanist Press and his statement where he said, he not go relent. I will not relent, because the mission is focused on the mission. The mission is to change Sierra Leone, to bring Sierra Leone to that part where we go able for team up with the rest of the world. We will not be 100%, but let us start going towards the middle, small, and come up from the other side of the negative where we depend. That is his fight. He said, I have a job, I have this. And he talk, he say, if not Salone have been there, they already put me, because they put Chernobyl, they put him, boy, he hijacked the press release before it came out, before they put it out, they put him, we don't talk another show, they put him as a national security threat. Because he's putting this money out there, and they put detailed information out there that nobody can challenge him to, Parliament cannot challenge it to, and he send it to them, he write to them, say, come out and challenge me if I'm wrong. Nobody is challenging him. They think you're going to set you much, they go away. He set you much, they go away. You set you much, they go away, just like we used to do in the past, and we continue to do. If we don't address these problems, it will never be fixed. We go keep having people that are going to do the same thing. Now, that no more one answer. Go ahead, sir.
Well, that we will be one for talk about another topic, but it's a topic that I know one day we brisk over. I've really one day we discuss the police unreasonable restraint of the police and restriction on demonstration and freedom of speech. So I'm not sure we have enough time to get into that today. We can try to make that at the top of we list for next Sunday, because these are issues that really need to be discussed. The detention of opposition leaders or some political party leaders, and this is done strictly at the behest or the decision of the police chief, whether that's good, whether that the chill political free speech and freedom of speech, the right of freedom of speech, these are all talks and conversation I would like for we'll get into next week. So unless Ms. Fadima want for comment.
How about, we don't done for today. I agree to you, we end for today. But next week we'll get for come back again with added to what you don't say, sir. This education where the common entrance exam don't come out. And the common entrance exam, they want they were in a class 7 where they sit for go secondary school. And we see the results. We know say the world now they talk about radical inclusiveness in education. And what's in a radical, is just a bold step for change. And we see the WAEC, when at the West African Examination Council come up with say, because the picking them within Africa, the West Africa, they know they score their low. It's just like a program where them in Pulna, America, yeah, where they say left no child behind, no child left behind. Where then they pass you no more, even if they fail, then still they pass you because they don't want to, they don't want to address the problem of education and the problem waiting do the picking they know they learn or waiting do the picking they know they understand. And so the West African Council will come up with this thing where then they come, even if you score 80 or an AAA, the score is out of 400. You get 400, and then majority of the people then they like 200. So then they bring you score count down to the 200 for include the one that way they're not there to standard or then they below standard. So they bring their all cards. So you pass a whole bunch of people them. You pass a whole bunch of the one they waiting at the other side of the curb for bring them come, make them not left behind, let them self include. So then the standard, the question we'll get for us the people next week. The standard is this: you they pass the picking them, but are they having quality education? Are they going to be the children of the future, the brains of the future, if we did nurture such thing? That is why America today, we did dong for the education standard in the world. We see like country like the Asian countries, they hide there in the stuff that are changing the world, the technology, the this, they're up there. They cooks we picking and the sciences, they're up there. America, all that them picking and them people and they for Canada and country for can develop them program then because America's education standard, because no child left behind, they want for waiting and call. So the standards go low and the picking they don't care to learn much. So you see, so the question we'll get for ask for people the next week, it is good that we have a high grade, a high passing mark, a lot of people pass. But the question we get for is it good for we country in growth, we continent in growth? Because we want brains. We want for challenge for going to space. We want the scientists. We want the neurosurgeons. We want these brains of Sierra Leone. But if we accept, just like the WAEC coming, if we accept then kind of mediocrity, they for just include all the picking them for push people and almost say then go school without the basic comprehension of what's in the end and understanding how dangerous it get for be to the future of we country of West Africa. Because now West Africa they own lower than they talk of inclusiveness. It is kind of to me a little bit wishy for me. I don't know, but we go talk on that day next week. Then they go be one of the topics. The picking them pass because they lower the grades, because they lower the standard, because they lower the expectation. Because we're picking them, they learn, they not sabi, they don't know much. Some of them don't know how to comprehend basic for make a basic sentence structure, a basic paragraph. They don't know how to do it. It's just like direct translation from Creole to English. They don't know how to put their stuff together. And that is kind of like, we they jubilate, we they celebrate, say we get a high score, but then the question becomes, how dangerous is that for the growth of West Africa, of Sierra Leone, and the brains for tomorrow, for the future? Now that no more. So till next week, by God's grace, we pray for the Almighty God, Allah, forgive you all grace, long life. Go be for the week, we go with grace, we go with strength, we go with wisdom, and then let we go give kind words. I get one favorite. I call him a favorite because this man sends me messages and assaults me on, on my private page on Messenger all the time, because I did that last video I do on sending it to President Bieri and talking, and it come out, I think I touched a nerve but they come out and what they call today, they don't send me another bunch of messages. And I mean, I'm gonna keep doing what I do because it's funny. This man is so funny, and you're enjoying the basic life here. You work hard. He's in California. You work hard. You whatever. But I touched a nerve because who dare me to speak to the president of Sierra Leone? Who dares me to send a message to President Bill? I send messages to President Bill in private and in public. Sometimes it is between me and President Bill. I want Fole Yerina in yes and conscience I speak to. I send it directly to his phone. There are sometimes I want the world to hear. I put it there on social media. So this man keep insulting me. It's so funny, but I know he's watching because he they watch. So he they watch me. But I'm gonna continue to be me, man. Come on, stop the hate. Let's show love, man. We need love. No, let show yourself love. Go speak some kind words. Go make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Like I can say no more. If I dey shine today, go work on yourself. Not jealous me or tomorrow the sun go shine over you. The cloud day over me. Life, every dog getting day in the sun. But we want a better Salone in all seriousness. We want a better Salone. And go be the change you want to see. Go be the change. Not wait for Joseph, not wait for, make that. What you can do in your own little way, a value. In your own little way. Some man they do them big, some man they do them small. One life at a time, we will change Salone. One life at a time, we go win the minds of our people. For let them choose, then choice. Not what we want, but what they want that is good for them. Let we left for begin tell people they out for the waiting and calls them. We get conscience, we get mind. Let us be able to choose the right thing that way they develop in better way. So till next week, Mr. I don't call your name this time, but next time I'll call your name. But I still love you though. You my brother. We might be disagreeing, but you my brother. It don't cost me good one, just know. Back again. So, but I love you still, and I love you all. And God is love. Remember that, whose legacy we want what left, what we die today. If life is to come up with today, if life is to leave us today, if life is taken today, how do you want yourself to be remembered? The good way you left behind, the things you leave for your people, the impact, the change you make to somebody in life. Let's go for that. And for small, and so go develop the country. But I love you all, Fadima. I'll turn it back to you, Mr. Sheila. And thank you. And VOS, we stand, the voice of the people, the voice of Sierra Leoneans. We'll go overcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Fadima.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, this guy is funny.
Good night, everybody. We'll go meet again next Sunday, and we will get to usual discussion, exchanges, questions and answers. So until then, good night. Until next week. Bye-bye.
That man don't cost.